this is Ananya and today's topic is on special variables in Python. You can also call them as dunder methods or magic methods. Now we'll be seeing a little of detailing of magic methods or dunder methods in the next session. But for now, a very important thing that I want to discuss is you might have seen this in many places. That is, if name is equal to main. What does that mean? Where do we use it? Why do we use it? Well, we are going to see that today. Now, firstly, a few important things that we must try and kind of understand. Now, in every .py file that we create and we run a code, what happens is whenever we run the .py file, first, it goes and sets a few special variables before running it. Any code. And what it does is it sets the name, the special variable name of the py file to main. Now, if you have any idea about C, C++, Java, you must be knowing that there is a main function in the code. It is compulsory, and that is the starting point of your code. So it's pretty similar in this case. Now, why do we have to use it? We'll see it in a while. Firstly, let's say I have created a file, .py file named m1. If I say print name, see, if you can see, the first option that shows here, it already shows magic, right? Magic methods. Now, that's what we'll be looking at. Now, if I try to print the name of this .py file, what you get is, you see, it's main. It has been assigned to it. It's the main object. Now, what if I want to, let's say, create another .py file, let's say m2, and let's see what happens there. Firstly, let me just copy this out. And in another .py file, I'm going to print the same thing. So we have to get main, right? That's our expected output. And yes, that's correct. Now, what I'm going to try and do is, I am going to import M2 into M1. Okay. Now, through this video, you will also understand how to make your own modules. You have seen a lot of importing external modules and using them. Through this video, you will also know how to make your own modules and import their functions and variables and use them. Pretty interesting, right? So let's say import M2. Now let's see what happens. Also, let's put in our condition, that is if I say if, there you go, I already have it, it's ready for you. You don't have to type it. If in case you're in Sublime Text or any IDE, you have this and that's it. So if name is main, then go to the main function, or for now let me just comment this out, or let it be. I'll create a new main function. Let's say def main, and I'm just gonna say pass for now. Nothing, I don't want to do anything. So it should go up to main, right? If the name is equal to main. Let me not import M2. Let me just run it and see if it works the same. Well, yes, it works the same. Or rather say it was just printing the name from this print statement, right? So let me remove it here and place it here. It'll help understand better. And if I run it, you see we do get main. Now I'm going to put in an else condition saying that if it is not main, print, let's say just not main, just for our understanding. And now I'm going to enable import M2. M2 is what? Our other py file. Now, whenever I import anything here, it will run whatever is there in this file, okay? So I have print name here. It is going to print the name. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give a comment here saying M2 file, so that whenever this is printed, we actually understand which file name is being executed. Let's save it. Let's save the first one now. And now let's run it. Okay, let's see what we have. All right, so you see what's happening. M2 file is given the name M2 and not main anymore. Why is that happening? Well, the reason is whenever you make a .py file and you treat it as a module, the name becomes the file name, okay? and it doesn't remain main anymore. It is basically overwritten into the file name whenever it is treated as a module. So M2 is being treated as a module, and hence it goes from main to M2, and M1 simply remains as main. Okay, this is understood. This is basically how name and main works. Now let's actually go into a function. Let me comment this out. Now I'm going to create a very simple calculator, and all I have to do is I'm going to create the actions, or rather say the addition, the arithmetic operations in my module folder, or rather say in my module file, and from there I shall import it. Now let's comment this out, and there you go. Let me get it up. Okay. Now if you can see, let me explain the second module to you, that is our m2.py file, where all the arithmetic operations are there. So as you can see, I have various functions such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And in a main function, I have the call statements. Also, I have given only if the name is equal to main, then call the main function, otherwise don't. So it should be false here, right? Since we are importing it in the first .py file, this should be M2 and M1 should be main. And all I'm doing in my M1 file is let this go. I just wanted to keep it for any troubleshooting. Now I'm just calling addition, or let's say add, and to that I'm saying m2.addition. Remember, if we had called our math module, we would have said math.square root and all of that. Similarly, you are creating your own module. So m2.addition, I want the addition function, and to that I'm passing parameters 3 and 7. And simply here I'm calling main, and from main I shall call the add function, and this is what add function does. It basically calls the addition function of my module, that is M2. Now let's run this. So as you can see, according to your module, you have got the answer as 10. Now let me bring back these statements. So now if I say import M2 and then print the name of the first py file, so this is basically a script, right? Your m1.py is script and m2.py is a module. And there you go, you have main. And now what I do is, if I have m2.py and let's say I want to check the name of this out. Okay, just a moment. And there you go, when I run my m1 file, you get second is m2, not main anymore. Now why are we giving if name is equal to main? Let's say I removed this and I brought this out of the scope of the if condition. What happens is basically you're going to get an error saying that these values or parameters are not identified. Let's run this. I have removed main, name is equal to main, okay? And there you go, you get one whole bunch of errors saying that firstly there's an error in m1.py, then there's an error in main, then you have name A is not defined, all of that. Why? Because whenever you import this and let's say it's going and calling all of these functions that you want to, it will at any cost go and call main, okay, even if this is the main module or not. But this is an M2 module, right? So it'll go and call main, and whenever it goes and calls addition, in this file, we are not told what is the value of A and B, right? So of course we are going to get an error. That is obvious. 3 and 7 values are coming from the M1 from the script file. And the values, if you're trying to run it here compulsorily, it's obviously going to give you an error. And that's basically all if name is equal to main does. You execute it only when you want it to. And that's all about name is equal to main. And I hope that cleared your problems. And this is your final solution. It's all right. I hope you all got the concept now. I'll see you all next time with magic methods. Bye-bye. I'll see you all soon.